Hey, what's up, everybody? Michael Reeder here, CPA, entrepreneur, husband, father, friend, all that good stuff. Winner. Just loving life over here. Hope you all are loving life as well. This is a quick hitter video for the Swartz and Reeder Advisors YouTube channel. Now, be smart, okay? Click that subscribe button. Click that subscribe button for your own good, okay? Um, so, so everyone, I want to talk about something really important, more important than you're even thinking about, okay? Like communication, right? Communication, so important, right? It's just like a bedrock of any relationship, business, personal, of course. So communication style in this busy world, right? So either like if you're a busy professional, either in corporate or a business owner, and or you work with someone, whether they're your employer or your vendor, your customer, et cetera, and you're busy, they're busy, everyone's busy, right? So how do you make your life easier, and how do you increase the likelihood that whoever they are going to enjoy working with you more and more, because they're busy, right? It's audio messages. It's 2022 and forward. Okay, if you are a dinosaur and like if you're romantic about a certain way of communicating, like I like to get on a phone call, there's value to that. I get it, I understand, I'm not disputing that, okay? But if you refuse to learn how to adjust to the communication styles of the time, you're going to be at more and more of a disadvantage for multiple reasons. Okay, so let's talk about the different ends of the spectrum, right? Why are audio messages the best form of communication for busy people in 2022 and subsequent, right? First, because let's look at the negatives of the other styles of communication, right? So I'm going to speak from my own experience, okay? And why I now just love audio messages, right? Like love them, right? Like just love them. Big heart right there. On this side, right, there's the old school phone call, right? So someone who's really busy, chances are their schedule's booked like all day, every day throughout the week, or they're like, whether they're booked with other phone calls or Zooms, or they're time blocking to do other stuff like not phone calls, like, team meetings, emails, desk work, et cetera, or just completely unplugging from work, right? So if you're going to try to call someone spontaneously to try to get them on the phone, they're not going to answer. Right? So you really got to talk to so-and-so and you're going to try to call them and get them at that time. Chances are they're not going to answer, okay? Because they're busy. And then also, if you want to talk to someone on a live phone call, chances are you're going to have to schedule it. And depending on their schedule, you might not be able to talk to them for like 2 to 4 days or next week, or, so that's why it's tough to always insist on doing phone calls, like live phone calls, because of the reasons mentioned, right? Like good luck trying to get a busy, successful person on a spontaneous phone call. Like they're busy, they're structured, like they operate by their calendar, like me. And then also, if you need to talk about something urgently, you may not be able to sit around and wait for like a week for the scheduled phone call to talk with that person. Okay, so that's the negative with live phone calls. Believe me, like live phone calls have plenty of positives. Of course, I'm not discounting that. Okay, but what I'm saying is the negatives with them. Right? Mentioned right there. Over here, text messages, only text messages, right? Text messages are great for quick brevity messages, right? Like, hey, call me. Hey, I'll be ready in 15 minutes. I'll meet you outside. Like quick, good. That like, hey, send that email to so-and-so, like ASAP. They're waiting for it to sign the proposal. Okay, send them. All good. Okay. But if you need to explain something in depth, like you need to dive deep into like, hey, I'm thinking about this, and then, like, boom, like you don't have time to write like a 5-paragraph long text messages. You're going to get carpal tunnel, arthritis, whatever, like 20 years earlier than you would otherwise. And and emails, you don't have time to write like a 1,000-word email, like so to explain some strategy that's going to take forever. It's like, oh, I got to write that email. It's going to take me forever. I have to like focus on it and stuff like that. So written communication, like text and email and stuff like that, when you need to have speed, when you want to get an in-depth something, you want to explain something in depth to someone, but fast, and you don't have time for a phone call. They don't have time for a phone call. And you also don't have time to write this long email or this long text message. Enter audio messages right now, whether it is a text audio message or an audio message on WhatsApp or Skype or Viber. I'm not sure if Telegram has audio messages. They probably do. I don't know. But on any of those platforms, they have audio message features. Use them. An audio message communication is the happy medium. It's the happy medium between both of those ends of the spectrum that I just explained the negatives on, because you could leave a long form audio message that may take 2 or 3 minutes. Like, by the way, and Slack is another one. A little like secret, like Skype. Skype is making the comeback, people. Like Skype was this thing back in the day that was this first thing before like the iPhone came out and stuff like that. Skype is great. Like Skype can do what Slack does, and it's for free. Skype, you can also leave 5-minute audio messages with limits. It's a 5-minute limit, but you obviously can get like most of your stuff in 5 minutes, or you can leave multiple, but you also don't have to hold it down while you talk. Like when you hold it, like you have to actually press the button the whole time while you're talking on Viber or traditional text or WhatsApp. But Skype, you can just press the microphone and then save your thumb, the pain of having to hold it down the whole time. Skype is my personal favorite for audio messages, right? And so audio messages, you can leave long form, explain in depth what you're saying quicker than writing an email. Like you can hear me talk, right? I'm a super fast talker. In depth, super detailed, and then boom, send it. And then the person can listen to it at their convenience. They don't have to stop what they're doing and listen and pick up the phone now. You have to think about that. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person, right? Like when you make a spontaneous phone, like the next time you try to get someone spontaneously on the phone, they're busy doing something and you're disrupting their workflow. It's all good. Like, and maybe you're like a client paying them the big bucks. So like, that's part of the agreement. Right. But like, if not, don't expect the person to pick up. They're busy. And if they're busy, you probably want to be working with that person because they're in demand because they're so busy. Right. So that's why a text audio, an audio message is great, because you leave it in depth. Right. And the other person will listen to it when they get a chance. When they get a chance, they'll listen to it, and then they'll reply when they get a chance. And then you'll listen to their reply when you have a chance to do it. That is how, and then if you're on the other, and then if you work with a high performer, that leaves audio messages as their primary style of communication, then you have to adapt to it. If not, then, again, it's just going to be frustrating. It's going to things are going to move slower just because the hesitance to learn something new, because it's not the way that I've done it my whole life. That mindset is more of a mindset that's going to hold you back than bring you forward. And sorry, say what you want to say about millennials. But we're here, we're in the workforce more than ever before. We're only going to continue to be. And I don't know what all the generation names are, but all the kids growing up these days in this, tech heavy world, this world of automation technology, different apps on the phone and audio messages and blah, 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 is only going to become more the new normal, only going to become the new normal. So if you're someone who's, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're still going to be working for the next 10 to 20 years, which is very possible because people are living longer than ever before, do yourself a favor and learn how to adapt with the communication styles of the time. Text messages was so you don't text for work related stuff. That was something that was really kind of a unwritten rule 10 or 15 years ago. But now text is just my team and me, we'll text people and get an immediate answer. As you try to call them, they'll never answer, or email them, they'll never respond to the email, but text, they'll respond immediately. Right. So audio messages is where audio messages are now. 5 years from now, audio is going to be so much more prevalent. So you better, first of all, if you're super busy and you can't find time to do things and you're already struggling with work-life balance, work-life harmony, whatever you want to call it, Like learn how to communicate with your team, clients, vendors, etc. Via audio messages. And learn how to listen. If you're dealing with a super busy person, and that's their preferred method of communication, learn to adapt to it as opposed to be against it because it violates the way that you like to communicate. The market doesn't care about how you feel. The market's moving no matter what. And so learn how to communicate with speed and efficiency and quality. And that's what audio messages do. Like if you're already using audio messages, great. You're already ahead of the game here in 2022. And if you're not, I highly recommend using them if you're trying to get things done faster. And if you are someone who when someone leaves you an audio message, you are hesitant to react to it because it's kind of an unfamiliar style of communication that you're used to, learn how to get used to it because it's only going to become more and more prevalent. Audio messages are the best style of communication for workflow in today's world. There are pros and cons to everything. You need to be on live calls and Zooms for certain things, of course. Text message for real short stuff, of course. Emails, of course. They all have their pros, but they also have their cons. When it comes to workflow and trying to get stuff done and just keep things moving, audio messages. Learn how to communicate with audio messages in today's world, and you will win. All right, everyone. Talk to you later.